Hey there, everybody, and welcome to Postales Vivos number 4.
In this Postales, we're going to take you over to Bolivia. We had about a week for our time in Bolivia, so we focused on a little pocket in the western section of Bolivia where we went to La Paz, Death Road, and Lake Titicaca.
La Paz and its twin city El Alto are situated at about 12 to 13,500 feet of elevation and together comprise a city of about 2.3 million people.
Many of you also know that La Paz is situated within the Andean Altiplano. While the city sprawls into the surrounding mountains, most of its city homes and businesses are within a canyon that's been carved out by the El Rio Choqueyaco. Also unique to the city is the city's 20-mile web of telefericos, which runs above the city.
La Paz's teleferico system was funded between 2009 and 2019 during the presidency of Evo Morales, and it was funded by nationalizing the petroleum industry and taking a lot of that foreign investment and the riches from that and investing it in this public infrastructure. Paz's teleferico system is the nicest, largest urban cable car system in the world. It features 10 interconnected lines that stretch across the entirety of the city, and it's really something.
So we found the teleferico system to be a great way for us to see and understand the city from above. It was so much fun. We were able to watch soccer games from above, see street parades, and kind of get a feel for nightlife without having to necessarily be in dangerous or other places that we didn't want to be. Given that the telefericos or the cable cars seat 10 people, we found it a great opportunity to interact with people from La Paz and get to know more about the city that we otherwise wouldn't have heard about.
While we're in La Paz, we also took advantage of the opportunity to do a lot of urban hiking, including one hike where we hiked the 1,600 feet up out of the lower portion of the city up into El Alto, which gave us all these just incredibly breathtaking views. And we were able to come back down on the teleferico, which was a really cool day. Another thing we did in La Paz was we took a history tour, and we learned a lot about the country's history and the city's history. Early in its independence from Spain, Bolivia started out as one of the richest, most powerful nations on the continent. But in the 19th century, Bolivia went on to lose a series of wars with Chile, Argentina, Brazil, and Paraguay, and the result was that they ceded significant swaths of territory and ended up becoming a country that's today landlocked and a bit downtrodden. Through the 20th century, Bolivia experienced all these sharp political swings that were often marked by violent coups and authoritarian military rule and unthinkable human rights abuses. We hope this beautiful country will break free of this cycle as much as we hope that the rest of the world can avoid moving any closer to it.
Our history tour also included a visit to the Witches' Market, which is a touristy name that has been given to a hub where practitioners of traditional medicine, shamans, and others go to gather supplies for healing rituals and blessings and/or to receive blessings themselves.
Other highlights of our time in La Paz included a live concert at an historic hotel where we got an introduction to Afro-Bolivian saya music and other forms of folk music from Bolivia.
We also thoroughly enjoyed some time in the Casa Museo de Guilamana and Inés Cordova, which offered food for the soul and lots of inspiration. From La Paz, we traveled over to the Death Road, which is a road that connects a portion of the Amazon to a portion of the Andean Mountains. We decided to explore the road by bike.
The Death Road is accessed by thousands of tourists every year, and almost all of them experience the Death Road by riding mountain bikes down the 7,000-foot descent of the road. We contacted a tour company and said, we'd like to ride up. And this tour company that had been in business for about 6 years said we were the first people to ever have that request, but they honored it, and we in fact started in the Amazon and rode back up towards La Paz. So the Death Road is so called originally because it was built in the 1930s using prisoner of war labor from the war with Paraguay. During that period, as the Paraguayan POWs constructed this road using dynamite and shovels, many of them died in the process, thus the Death Road. The Death Road's also named this because it's carved into the mountains in a way that features these 11,000-foot drop-offs. There are cliffs all along the edge of the road, and the road's very narrow and very twisty. This is in an environment where you've got fog and landslides and so forth. And so over the last 75 years of use, this road has seen hundreds of buses, trucks, and cars go over the side, and many, many people dying.
Yet, despite all of that, we kept it safe and made sure that we were riding on the side of the road where the drop-offs weren't as likely, and had a really long meditative day where we did a lot of hike-a-bike and where we did a lot of riding that brought peace and time for reflection on both the history of the place we were riding and the ecosystem of that environment as well.
From there, we traveled up to Lake Titicaca, where we stayed in the little town of Copacabana. Lake Titicaca is an incredible lake. It's at about 12,500 feet of elevation, making it the world's highest navigable lake. The lake is shared by Bolivia and Peru, and it's absolutely massive. It's over 190 kilometers long, extremely deep in places, and it feels a lot like one of the U.S. Great Lakes when you're standing on its shores.
Lake Titicaca is famous for being the birthplace of the Incan culture. It's also a very spiritual place for those who live there year-round and anyone who visits it. One of the most enjoyable things for us in visiting the area was getting to go to the markets, where we were able to see fresh fish being sold in the streets, try new fruits and vegetables, and learn about all different varieties of corn and grains.
While we were in Copacabana on the Bolivian side of the lake, we took a ferry over to Isla del Sol, or Island of the Sun.
While on the island, we did a 20-kilometer hike where we started out on the first part of our loop, visiting Incan ruins, and then spent the second part of the hike traveling through some of the smaller communities on the island, where we were able to watch people farming, taking care of their livestock, and engaged in some of the homestay language acquisition programs that the island is famous for.
Following our time in Copacabana, we headed by bus back over into Peru. Over in Peru, we stayed in the city of Puno and visited the floating islands that are nearby. The native Uros people who built these islands were believed to have come from the Amazon and came to Titicaca in the pre-Columbian period. They're believed to have been oppressed and denied land by other native groups, and so they took to constructing remote floating islands out of reed grasses. This tradition continues into the modern era. Today, the Uros people maintain over 60 clustered islands, and their local economy is centered largely around tourism.
Thanks everyone for staying in touch. Again, it means so much to us to get your updates, your photos, your prayers, your poems, whatever it is that you want to share with us. So thanks for that.
And as always, if you're watching this and you haven't done so already, try to give us a like, hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications. We're not telling everybody every time we put one of these out, so if you want to be notified, that would be the best way to do it. And we've got many more to come as we continue down through South America.
Take care.
Yeah, so for now, everybody, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Peace. Ciao.
Bye-bye.